Today is March 25th, 2022. My name is Nic Taylor. I am in Blacksburg, Virginia, at the Inn of Virginia Tech. Joining me for an oral history interview is, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
My name is Daisy Bingham. My name is Cynthia Fraction Thompson.
Arnetta Fraction Saunders.
I'm David K. Fraction Jr.
Okay. The interview is part of an oral history project that is documenting the family stories of descendants of the Fractions, a family of formerly enslaved people who lived and labored at Solitude Plantation in Blacksburg, Virginia. So first I want to thank you all for your willingness to share your story, and just to double check, do I have your permission to be recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's start with when and where you were born.
Okay. Daisy Fraction Bingham, born in Roanoke, Virginia, April 28th, 1962.
Cynthia Fraction Thompson. I was born March 24th, 1957, Roanoke, Virginia.
Arnetta?
I'm Arnetta Fraction Saunders. My birthday is April the 15th. I was born April 15th, 1960.
David?
I'm David K. Fraction Jr., born May 3rd, 1972, Roanoke, Virginia.
Excuse me.
So just to start off, how are you guys all related to one another?
Siblings.
Okay.
Brothers and sisters.
So tell me about your family and what it was like growing up.
I had a wonderful life growing up in Roanoke on Mercer Avenue. 2100 block, 2118 exactly. Quiet neighborhood. I had a wonderful childhood into adulthood.
Yeah, me too. Well, we all did. We had good Christian parents, raised us right, and had to go to church and had to follow rules, and it was just a good upbringing. Just had a real good upbringing.
Do you guys have anything additional you want to add about your parents?
Okay.
Any stories or anything?
Yeah. My daddy,
Our daddy.
his name was David Katona Fraction Sr. He was a hard worker. He was a deacon in the church. He was a good dad. He played a lot of ball with me. I think he wanted a boy because he used to call me Joe. But I played all the sports that I could play, and he was there with me, coming to my games and taking me to practice and all of that. So Dad was great. My mother sang. She was a deaconess in the church. She was a soprano because she could sing. She directed the choirs.
She was the church clerk at our church.
Mm-hmm.
So we were raised in the church, and we just had a good upbringing, just good people, just raised up with good parents.
Do you guys have any favorite family traditions? And I'll start with you, Daisy.
I think we have a lot of favorite family traditions, but I just think getting together, and especially during the holidays, Christmas, which, we love to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, and we also love to celebrate us as a family. So, there's a lot of traditions, when it comes to our family. Another one is just being able to get together as a family and have Sunday dinner, sometime. And that was also something that was amazing because our family, especially my mother, she was a great hostess. And she used to host dinners, and she was a great cook. And I can just remember all the times that we had so many people at our home, and she would be making her homemade rolls and just a lot of different things going on with the family. And so it's a lot of different traditions. As long as we were together as a family, we were all good.
Mm-hmm. Same here for me.
Yeah.
She said it all.
Yeah, just same for me. Christmases was wonderful. I can remember just her cooking and all the rows, and stop it running, don't you run, because my row's gonna fall. And all of the windows in the house, I remember that she's in that cooking, and all the windows had sweat on them for all the cooking and all. I just remember that, especially at Christmas time and 4th of July and Father's Day, everybody would come to our house. She had 2 sisters, and their family, and everybody would gather at our home.
The aroma.
Yes.
But as far as, I just want to say, as far as David Caddell Fraction Sr., he was such a wonderful man. He was a quiet man, but he was a very type of person that people looked up to. And he didn't just talk about faith. He walked the life of faith. And people saw that in him. And his expectations for people were just like, be yourself. He didn't expect anything from anybody, but, he was always there for others. Mm-hmm. And he was just a nice, quiet type of man, but you knew that he had principles. And especially he was a godly man. And then my mother was the same type, even though she was more boisterous in raising us. Our dad, we could get away with anything. My mother was a different story. She had more of a stern hand, but at the same time, she, again, was a very type of person that was, she believed in God, and she did other things to show it. It wasn't just about talk; it was about showing who you are, and with the family and in the neighborhood and in the community. Mm-hmm.
So you guys mentioned your mother's sisters coming over. Did y'all have a bunch of cousins and stuff like that also joining?
Yeah, well, we're kind of small.
Yeah, because let me see. She had 2 sisters. She had 2 sisters, and both of the sisters had one child. So one of the children is a girl, and one was a boy. The girl's still living, but my boy cousin, he passed away. He was a minister. So, but yeah, we had other family members on my mother's side that had a lot of kids. So
but we didn't know anybody. On my fraction side. We thought we were the only fractions in the United States of America.
Yeah.
So from that, how did you become aware of your family's link to this area and the fact that there's other fractions?
My brother.
Yes, I met a cousin that lives in Roanoke. Met him at the mall. Guess this was back around November, December of last year. Pulled me to the side. Hey, we have a lot of cousins. We have a cousin that's like a what you would call a researcher, whatever, Virginia Tech. She's doing a lot of research about the fractions and whatnot. I'm like, no, get out of here. Didn't know anything about it. So he sat down, told me about Kerri Moseley-Hobbs. So I got interested when he started, saying that, because like I said, hey, like the sister said, we thought we were the only ones around here. So after that conversation that night, called him. Hey, what do y'all know more about Daddy's side? Who was his mama, his dad, things of that nature, whatnot. Limited information, but they gave me as much as they could or whatnot. So with the information they gave me, got in contact with Kerri. She did her research on ancestry.com. I said, Kerri, here's my dad's name, his wife's name. She sent me a little thing back. Well, hey, this is your dad's mother, father, and so forth. That nature. So that sparked my interest. So I said, hey, so I want to meet her. So when was it? About January, February this year. My sisters, we 2 live in Roanoke. We still live in Roanoke. These 2 live in Chesterfield, Virginia. But anyway, we came up here to Virginia Tech, met with Kerri, and she just gave us abundance of information about our family history, things of that nature, about the plantation here at Blacksburg. So that started the ball rolling, and here we are. We're just excited to be here.
Yeah. So, if you can, do you recall any stories about the time when your family would have been in this area that was passed down?
In this area?
Yeah, so the people that would have lived in the Smithfield area or Blacksburg or Christiansburg.
I don't know.
No. I think our father derived from Abington. Is the furthest back that we can go to Abington, Virginia. So so hopefully we can make some type of connection or link, to kind of give us a little bit more information. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's see. So have you before today visited this area? Like come to any of these events?
No, it's the first time coming to an event.
Okay. So what has this experience been like for you guys meeting?
I'm excited to meet
Yeah.
cousins that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody friendly.
Yeah.
I don't know how far down we cousins, but
How far back?
yeah. So,
But it's been, so far, it's been nice.
Very nice.
Prior to this point, we've had like what do you call it? Video conferencing up to this point. So it's nice to see people video conference now that we're here, see them in person and whatnot. So that's real exciting too. So just to of them, but now to get to see them, face to face, it's good. It's good.
So how has learning some of this family history impacted your life today?
Well, today it just makes me excited about the opportunity to know that we have history.
Yeah.
We have some people that were, I found out and I already knew that I was named after my grandmother. Her name was Daisy as well. But it was just amazing just to see her name amongst the other fractions and things like that. And it was just exciting. Mm-hmm. And then to see the years that has gone by, but you still have lineage and names. And I remember hearing the name, his name was John Fraction. I remember hearing the name, his name was Fred Fraction. It was so familiar. Even though I didn't know a whole lot about that, it was just familiar. And it just kind of gives you a feeling of, you know what, I can't wait to meet these people. I can't wait to, see everybody come together and talk about what little bit we do know. Mm-hmm. But we still feel like, when we see each other, we just smile because we know we have kinship. Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited about the rest of the whatever else is going to happen. Because I like to know more. Whatever they give me, I'll be glad because I didn't know anybody other than my daddy's mother's name. Nothing else. I did know Fred, his brother, but that was it. So I'm excited about being here.
Just with this, same for me.
So you mentioned the video calls. How did you guys get into starting them? Like, is there anything like?
He didn't want to go.
Was it anything? I'm sorry.
Was there anything that like you were like worried about something happening, or like just anything like how did it feel to get like started connecting with these people?
It was good. It was like open up a new world to it. A part that that you knew existed but didn't know much about. So now we're getting that information. So it's real good. It's real good. Look forward to it. Yeah. So. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, just now being able to meet everybody, face to face, it just, brings you that step closer to reality. So hopefully we'll be able to make some, additional connections or whatnot, find out a little bit more than what, like Cynthia said, what we knew. So just take it from there.
So since this is the first time here, I'm assuming none of y'all have seen the Mary Tree in person.
No.
But have you seen any like images online?
Didn't we look at something?
We saw
some type of footage.
Or when the tree was going, they were taking the tree away. I think it had fell or something. They were taking it to wherever they were carrying it to. That's the only thing I've seen of it.
So one of the guiding questions of this project is, if this place could talk, what would it tell you? I was wondering if you guys had anything that you think this place would tell you.
That's a good question. What it would tell us?
What it would tell us?
If these walls could talk,
It could talk.
I'm saying that here. But
I don't know what it would.
It would just tell us our history. It would tell us, I feel the spirit, hugging us and things like that. It was just, the walls would tell us a lot of different things that, as we, move forward in this life, had we have had the opportunities we have now, they didn't have. And it just feels like, someone is just here in spirit, hugging us and it's telling us, you know what, smiling actually, to let us know that, you know what, you're coming together, we're getting you back together, you know. Yeah, it's just a lot. And like I said before, because this is our first year, there's a lot we don't know. So once we do find out the more information, we'll be able to, you know, even have more of a feeling, more of a spiritual connection.
That the Walter say, you in the right place. You came to the right place. There you know David's people.
So let's see. Have you guys been able to connect with like descendants of like other families as well?
Y'all been on the.
Have you been able to connect? Yes, I mean, with the video conference call up to this point, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, different states as far as what, Minnesota, I think is the furthest, maybe Nebraska, whatnot, all the way down to the east coast of Florida. So,
what is it like knowing that like y'all came from like this area or were here for a long time, but now like everyone's all over the country? Like, what does that feel like?
it's like, wow. It's like, you know,
It's like,
during some of our travels, we have relatives in places that we've been but didn't know. It's like, wow, you know, so it's like, you
And
know,
somebody was saying their son live in Richmond. That's my area. I had no idea. I could be walking past me and then they don't even know. So I hope I learn a lot. I'm looking forward to learning a lot.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
See. So as you know, Virginia Tech starts to deal or like talk more about the history of the land, and also as the country starts to talk more about the repercussions of, you know, slavery and enslavement, what do you want people to understand about this story happening on this land?
That good people came from it. I think. I know my dad was.
Yeah.
I feel like his mom was, his brother, the good, wholehearted people that lived, I guess, live here and worked on the land or whatever. I guess that's it. I don't, because I don't know too much about the land. I don't know, but I'm gonna learn. Yeah.
Anything else? Okay. I'm going to give you an opportunity, or all of you an opportunity to speak if you want. So for those that visit and tour, and also, you know, yourself, what lessons do you hope that they will learn or that you will learn?
That the people here learn?
Yeah, so if we'll start first. If somebody like comes and visits and tours this tours the plantation and stuff, what do you hope that they'll learn?
Who these people were, what they do, what they had to do
to endure.
Yeah.
Their sacrifices. Just know that, you know, when you look at the surroundings here, when you look at the grounds that we're going to visit tomorrow, just to know that, you know, they were the source and the reason for those things coming to be. They were a part of that. And it means something.
Yeah.
well said.
And is there anything like additional, you've mentioned before that you just want to know like the history, but is there anything else that you're hoping to gain from this experience?
No, just meeting more family members. That's what I'm just excited about meeting family. Yeah,
that's more so our perspective as a family now, as far as, you know, outsiders looking in, maybe seeing that, you know, what happened way back then, you know, as much as people don't want to talk about it, know that it did happen.
Yeah.
So to bring enlightenment to what happened back then and whatnot. So that could be from someone else's perspective, but from our perspective, it's just to know more about our family history, things of that nature.
It makes you value yourself more to know that you were part of something. So, and if that information needs to go down from one generation to the next, and it should be a chain. And I just think that, and I can sit there and look at them and smile all the time about things that we know has happened in our lives. And we want to share that with the generation before us. And we want to make sure we get all the information that we can, this being our first year, so I can go back home and tell it to my sons. They can go tell it to his son, daughters. We just want to get that information out there to make sure that they understand the price that was paid, for the freedom that they have.
If you could share a message with your ancestors, what would you say?
Thank you.
Thank you, and we made it here.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
They're the reason why we're here.
So you mentioned a bit about wanting to share with, your children and future generations. Is there anything from, your own life stories, not just the family history, but your own life stories that you want to share with them for the record?
Yeah, no.
To share with the other people,
Your children.
or my children.
The importance of family.
Family, yeah, that's the
And
importance of
staying
family.
together. We've always, as family, we've always had our different points of view and things like that. But one thing about it, we always stick together. And that's important. That's important.
Is there anything that I have not asked that you would like to talk about?
No.
You haven't asked. Not yet. Maybe after the activities, maybe, but not at this time.
Interview.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, I wanted to thank y'all for coming here and sharing your stories and for helping to keep history alive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.